MACC program, it means...
Give me an M, give me an A, give me a C, MACC!
Let me think about that for a second.
Oh! I didn't see you there. Allow myself to introduce myself. I'm Mr. Milo, the principal here at Sir William Osler Elementary. I run the show. I don't know what the kids would do without me. It's a big deal. Let's get to business. I want to talk to you about the MACC program. So you guys may be wondering, how is a MACC classroom and program different from the regular classroom experience? At a glance, the learning in a MACC classroom may look similar to what is taking place in most modern classrooms. Students often work at their own pace, using a variety of tools and resources, both traditional and digital. Depending on the subject or activity, students may be working alone in small clusters based on ability or interest, or as a part of a whole group activity. Students have assigned places for their materials, but the seating is often flexible, with a special emphasis on students learning to identify their needs as a learner. Yep.
Sorry to interrupt, but I've got a parent here on line 1 inquiring about the MACC program. She's got a lot of questions that, frankly, I can't answer.
Thank you.
To me, the MACC program feels like an interesting challenge to me, since I feel in a very different environment than what I was before I entered the MACC program.
I think the MACC's just a great way to extend your horizons and just do better than you do in your normal class and push the limits to what you normally do in your normal life.
So you're probably thinking, is there a typical kind of student who does well in the MACC program? Well, as a district program, students come from all over the city and a wide variety of backgrounds. Many have already identified their strength areas and have been having success either inside or outside of school in a subject or area of interest. Others are high-ability learners who may have struggled to fulfill their potential or identify their strengths in a traditional setting. So there is no one-size-fits-all model or no typical MACC student.
Mr. Milo, the parents are waiting for their testimonials downstairs in the reading room.
Was that today?
Yes, I sent you the memo 1 week ago, in addition to this morning, along with your blueberry bagel and salmon spread. Remember?
Nope, but I don't know what I'd do without you, Emily.
Nothing. They're downstairs.
What it did, certainly for my son's future, was he discovered things about himself in the 4 years he was in MACC that he didn't know about himself. Areas that he really grew in and really flourished. And it's those learnings that he took with him into high school. And I don't know if he would have had those learnings in another environment, but it was certainly eye-opening for us to watch him discover those parts of himself in the MACC program.
Well, in particular, the program has been great for helping the kids to develop their own personal strengths and to develop their passions. And the teachers work very closely with them and really get to know them well.
So you might be asking yourself, do they still learn the basics? MACC classes offer core content in all the traditional subject areas, such as literacy, numeracy, and cultural studies, in addition to enriched units in a variety of specialty areas, which might include philosophy, debate, photography, or creative problem solving. Prospective students are not required to be accelerating in basic skills such as reading, writing, and basic computational mathematics, but rather need to show the potential for success in developing their skills, as MACC gradually becomes a rigorous academic environment full of rich content and high-level concepts.
The MACC program is a fairly good choice for people who don't fit in that well with ordinary ways of teaching.
Well, I don't really call it gifted like for only one person. Everyone's gifted in their own way, in my opinion.
I feel like the MACC actually gives you a very good balance of all subjects, And when you're working outside of school, you learn to balance your academic needs and also your extracurricular needs.
What are the benefits of being grouped with other high-ability learners? While there are unexpected obstacles, one of the greatest advantages of the MACC experience is the camaraderie and support created within their new social-emotional environment.
I think the MACC program is a cool opportunity to learn things in a different way, maybe learn things in a more advanced way, and to explore things in a way that's a bit more tailored to yourself, like doing your own project versus doing a gigantic group lecture.
But then in the MACC program, I feel like I fit in, and there are a lot of people who share the same interests as me, and it's good being around them and just like talking. And, yeah, it's a place where I fit in.
When you're in MACC, it really helps you discover your individual strengths and passions, as well as some things you may need to work on, and it also builds a really strong community between you and your peers.
One last question parents usually ask is whether or not students are able to integrate well with their host schools. MACC teachers and host schools work hard to have programs that coexist within their wider school communities. Families can expect their children to be able to take advantage of every opportunity at host schools, from clubs and volunteering and school camp, as well as interaction on many levels with other students in the school. In addition, MACC classes meet frequently all throughout the year for both formal and informal get-togethers, creating another network of peers and support.
So my advice for kids who are interested in the MACC program, kids in the program, or kids who even finish the program is don't be afraid to be yourself. Really choose what interests you. It doesn't matter what you do in the program. It doesn't matter what you do before or after, as long as you're always continuing to learn. Be a better you, and just continue that journey, because it doesn't start at the MACC program and it doesn't end there either.
So this is what the MACC program is all about. Pretty impressive, eh? What can I say? This entire miraculous program is because of me. Oh, hi there, Miss Matthews.
What are you doing?
I was just... MACC program is pretty awesome, though.
3, 2, 1.
I really love the feeling of progress that you get in the MACC program because of the high pace and the amount of workload that we have. You learn a lot and you develop a lot in a short amount of time. So I love looking back at my things from maybe 5th grade or 5th grade to see how far I've come, and I think that is really cool about the MACC program.
MACC is awesome.
I think a lot about MACC is learning through experience rather than through coursework. Experience from the start of grade 4 when you're really timid to when you're grade 7 when you're really confident and you know your peers really well. I think that's a really important skill to have in life, just kind of adjusting to an environment.
MACC is almost like a package, and as you come along it fills with more and more tools. So you start with the toolbox, and then you put in the hammer, and you put in the nails, and you put in the screwdriver, and by the end you realize that you actually can build a house.
I love the MACC program.